Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm Insurance.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Karras Chevrolet with George Gully, Napa Cafe Memphis and Glenda Hastings, Phoenix Unequaled Home Entertainment, For Memphis Magazine, the Live at the Garden Concert Series, and the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis, and by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome into Lansky's here on a Monday afternoon. And we've got a big show lined up for you today. My first guest is Jee Vahn Knight. She's the recent hire by a very cool project on Mud Island. And she's coming in here to run that. Her background really fits in well with it because she has worked for Disney, the Smithsonian, NASA, NBC Universal, Paramount Pictures, and played a role in the national expansion of Meow Wolf, the company widely credited with launching the modern immersive experience in the industry, and which is what is here. It is, I think, the name Baron von Opperbean, BVO, which when Marvin Stockwell, who set up this interview with us, and I toured the facilities when they first started bringing it back, but it's totally new. I mean, most people have never seen anything like this, and so explaining it is not that easy either. But when they got a hold of you, you understood what they were trying to do immediately, I'm sure.
I did. And it took a few years for us to connect because I actually got to Memphis about 5 years ago and had stepped away from the immersive industry myself. I was working in marketing here in the city. And then I kind of came to the resolution that the town is too small in this space. There were very few Meow Wolf, New Mexico imports in Memphis, Tennessee.
In fact, you're the only one that I know of.
I think I might be the only one. I was pretty sure I was the only former Meow Wolf employee that was literally in the city. And I had the opportunity to go out and meet the team and see the space, and what they're building and how much traction they have was incredibly inspiring. They didn't even know it at the time, but they're already halfway through the marathon with the building that they have and the space that they're going to build.
Well, I think Marvin and the people that came up with this idea were brilliant. So many people look at something and they see what they see. Other people that have great imaginations, and if they've seen something like it before, they can look at it and say, we could do this, and then we could do that. Would be perfect there. Mm-hmm. And that's the way I felt walking through the place with Marvin the day where I got the grand tour. Is that what you saw the minute you walked in there?
I saw it twofold because I'm an operations person. So one, it was the limitless creativity and the canvas that they had. And then on the other side, it was, holy cow, they don't have to build this and this and this. It's already there. It's already structurally sound. They are moving at a rapid clip versus working with an empty warehouse.
I'm going to kind of go through some slides here, and so just describe to folks. This is on Mud Island. That's the river walk and of the Mississippi River, and then the building to the right is, and it's on two different levels, or is it three?
So it's 3 stories in it. The riverboat has 3 stories, though I would say from a building perspective, ours is on 2 different floors within that space. And that's the legacy of this. Memphians love Mud Island. They remember what it was. They remember it fondly. It's tied to childhood memories. They want it to be back to its heyday and its former glory. And what's hidden inside that building are the 2 full-scale replica boats that was invested in to build in the 80s.
This is a one shot. It's some cannon on board. I think, was it the Merrimack or the Monitor, or was it the riverboat, the passenger riverboat that it's supposed to be? But the quality of the workmanship, this is not it was built to last.
It's incredible. I walked in and just spiraled, and I said, are you kidding me? This is what's inside the building, and it's structurally sound.
Here's a look at the bow of the boat. And if the people that do remember it fondly. I mean, it was an incredible place to go visit. And in the last few years, there really hadn't been anything inside to go see, but people still came just for the river walk and to be on Mud Island. So it is going to be, and this is, now, is this AI here? Will this be, because these are, a lot of the stuff you see is not really there, correct?
Yes. So this is concept art. This is taking Christopher Reyes' vision and putting it in a visual format so that he can actually bring people together and physically create the art. So instead of it being this manufactured, it's going to be exactly this, he's bringing together the artists and fabricators to say, this is what I need it to look like, and now we want your particular skill and expertise on this in the build.
There are other things like this in existence now, correct?
So the current version of the immersive industry was really kicked off by Meow Wolf, which opened in 2016 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's what's largely credited with kind of the current expansion of it. When you think about immersive, though, it's such a broad term. A theme park is immersive.
Yeah.
A football game is immersive. It's any place where you go, where you let go of your current reality and you let yourself be present and in the moment. But probably the direct correlations a lot of times we get is you've got the City Museum, which is more playground than storytelling. You've got Meow Wolf, which is more interactive art gallery. And then you have movies and other traditional entertainment. We're somewhere in between all those. We're an immersive playground that has a rich, creative storytelling universe.
Kind of, and here's another great review. I love this, and this was, they've already kind of created. But I didn't understand at the time when I went on the tour was, is this going to be recreated in 3D or 4D, or is this going to be still a artificial intelligence view that you have?
Yeah, so a lot of people are afraid of too much digital and too much VR. So this is actually a physical space that then is going to be augmented with some digital experiences in it. So it is primarily a beautiful place to be and experience, a feast for your eyes, a feast for your senses, and it will also have engagement elements on digital screens, AI characters that you can interact with, and for your youngins, tunnels and crawl spaces and things that, you know, my middle-aged knees would prefer not to do every day.
Yeah, I understand. This is right at the opening of it, the front door, if you will.
That's the portal.
And that is what I saw when I walked in, and I was amazed. The young man that was there, that does a lot of this work himself. And I said, where do you get all these gadgets and stuff? He said, they're all from different things that were part of something else, but it all looks like it works, part of this. And the whole idea, I guess. And then in the background, through that window, that's the city that you're kind of in. So the minute you walk through the door, you've left our world, so to speak. Well,
an adaptive reuse is a great space to be in, because not only do we have things that are being reused to create beautiful artscapes like that, we also have treasures and mementos that Memphians are donating to us that they want incorporated in the final build. So this is about actually it's not just the imagination of the Memphians that are building it. Sometimes it's legacy pieces that we're able to integrate.
And as I understand it, this will be kind of constantly evolving. You go this year, when it's opening sometime after the first of the year, you go then in 6 months, there could be a lot that has changed. So it won't be the same experience every time.
It's going to take us probably at least 2 to 3 years to fully open all of the 33,000 square feet. So that part will adapt over time as we open new sections and new places to explore. There are going to be digital elements that will change in terms of the storytelling and the interaction, but we like to also tell people that it's a playground first. So you bring yourself here. Like, why do children go to the same park weekend after weekend? It's because they play there. They discover. They tap into their imaginations. It's not passive consumption. So it's not like going to the same movie and passively entertaining yourself. You get to go there and decide, you know what, today I'm going to do all the climbing things, and tomorrow I'm going to do all the digital things, and next time I go, I'm just going to pay attention to the details. So you get to discover and have a different experience for yourself every time.
Will there be guides?
There will be guides that are in universe, but ultimately they are there to help you discover your path in it and your character in the space. So they are not fixed tour guides that are saying, okay, you've got 17 points to go to, and in order, here's how you go through it. That's a little too handheld.
Is there an age limit, low end, or how old do you have to be to get in and experience this?
There are no age limits. Absolutely not. I will say, though, there are climbing elements, so your smallest children will probably not be able to do the climbing elements, and your oldest children at heart, will probably not be able to do the climbing elements.
And you don't want to fall. Yeah. It start at the front door, and as you come into it, what are people, just to give them an idea of what they're going to experience in going to these different places? And as you said, some are up, some are down, some are around. What are they going to see and feel?
So the building we're going into, if you think about it from Memphis River Parks, it's the West Terminal, because the East Terminal is on the downtown side. That's literally what the building is named. So we are actually going to have platform 33, 34, and 35. So the archway that you went through is platform 34. The first entrance is actually going to be through platform 33, and you are going to get the opportunity to check in your ticket, onboard, and teleport yourself to a dragon ship that is flowing through the multiverse. But broadly speaking, you're going to travel from world to world. So instead of it just being one place, you're going to transport onto the dragon ship, and then you'll transport into a secret scientific lab, and then you can transport onto a pirate ship that's in the middle of a battle. So you're able to just uncheck your brain at the door and experience all of this as you move from, that's why they call it the multiverse, from universe to universe.
You've been with all these other companies, Disney. The entertainment business is changing. People are not going to movies like they used to. The animated films seem to be doing very well, but that's kind of what you're doing here. But it's live animation with real people, and you're in the middle of it. Is that where you think the industry is going? Are you on the cutting edge of what entertainment of the future will be?
I think at the end of the day, the human brain hates things that are predictable. It hates things that are manufactured. Once something is new, once it becomes manufactured, we all start to tune it out and we all start looking for the next thing. So entertainment is going to continually change itself and reinvent itself. Elvis was immersive when he came out all on his own. He didn't need any other backdrops. He literally was an immersive moment on itself. So that in and of itself is the same when it comes to the human brain. This is the next version of it. You have theme parks, which are immersive because you go there, it's your entire existence for the whole day, but you are also following their storyline through the park instead of discovering your own.
Graceland, which has been very inventive over the years in creating what is now Graceland and the campus and all the things you can do there. And I know Jack Soden, they're always looking for better ways to tell the story of Elvis and to have people enjoy it. I mean, I've been covering it for almost 50 years. I got here in January, right after he died in the previous August. Went out for his birthday and I said, find out if anybody's out there. You know, his first birthday since he died. I went, they're here, and they've been coming back ever since. But that's because they've continued to have new exhibits and new ways of doing it. And I think a lot of people are going to look at this because everything, you look at the museums that are out there. I've got a friend that just over in Europe at Normandy. They've got this Normandy museum there that's very immersive. I mean, you get the feeling of being on a landing craft with shells coming in and smoke and bombs. Then you look at the Sphere in Las Vegas, what that's doing with the over the rainbow and the Wizard of Oz. They've got wind blowing, they got leaves hitting you. It gets dark. You think it's going to rain in there. That's all of that are possibilities for what you're creating now.
100%. And the Sphere is a great example. That is theatrical and concerts evolving to a next level of interactive entertainment, a next level sensory experience. It still is a live performance, but it's adding another element that is really confounding what people think is predictable, giving them a new experience and launching an experience like that.
I know you've got some big dollars that have come to you in form of grants and things. So obviously Marvin and his team have gotten and made presentations. Is it hard to explain it to people, especially corporate people, or are they getting it as you tell it?
It depends on who you're talking to. So if you've been to experience that's not in Memphis, it's fairly easy to understand in that space. If you are familiar with the economic development of tourism, you're talking about a creative attraction, and that happens in city over city, and there are great examples for that. If you're just talking about how is this different from an amusement park or an escape room, that's when it starts to get a little bit in the gray area of like, hey, come on out and join us. And it'll be much easier for us to walk you through than to try and explain it on paper.
Do you think this will lead them, because everything leads to something else? And I've always said what would be perfect out on the tip of Mud Island is a Ferris wheel. So you come across the bridge, the first thing you see, day or night, is an illuminated Ferris wheel. And plus, that shows things going on the island for people after they've gone, to the tour. They come back out. Then it becomes one more thing. Do you think this will lead to other things like that?
I don't want to put the cart before the horse, because we want to open something and open a great experience and have it be for Memphians. But there's a lot of hopes around what it can do for Mud Island as a whole, as well as downtown.
The riverfront, downtown?
The riverfront, downtown, all of the businesses that support an anchor creative attraction. We're talking about, the Bass Pro Shop gets 2.1 million visitors a year. To be able to pull that in and add another, it's not taking away, add another experience for people to stop here and come here and make it a destination. That is where we rise the entire downtown economy for us.
Opening date, do you have one in mind? Just after the first of the year sometime, but...
See, I can't tell you that one yet, but I will say early next year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think it's very exciting. Memphis has always been a very inventive city. Fred Smith, Pitt Hyde with AutoZone, Plow Industries. So many things have started in Memphis, and there's something about Memphis that I think propels that. And I think this is going to be one more indicative move that says, come to Memphis. There's a lot going on here. Elon Musk is here, so anything can happen in Memphis, I think would be a good phrase.
Memphis is special.
Yeah.
It is absolutely special, and it's the reason my family and I are here.
Well, don't you think that's always interesting when an opportunity pops up after you get here and you sit there and go, think of my background and everything that I bring with me, and all of a sudden I'm here at the right time at the right place. And I do think that is how life works, though. The elements come together when things are right. Yeah,
Marvin and I have talked a lot about the serendipity of the moment.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Memphis, and we'll be looking forward to this emerging and opening, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Earl.
Oh, you're bet. Jee Vahn Knight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then Jack Kenner, world-class photographer, comes on, and we'll talk about him and Coco on tour. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union. We're the proud title sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show. Coming to you live from Lansky's in the world-famous Peabody Hotel and celebrating all of the great things about our great city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm so proud to be part of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, streaming live from Lansky's from the Peabody. We will be showcasing not only Napa Cafe, but some great restaurants around town. We look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Carrey Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25, and I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm, and I'm so excited to be one of the sponsors for the Earle Farrell from Memphis show, broadcasting live from Lansky's at the Peabody. And I'll tell you all about what we've got going on at our office. Gift cards for quotes. No purchase necessary. I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright. And I'm his son, Mickey. And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell from Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hey, my name is Jake. I'm with Phoenix Unequaled Home Entertainment. I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of what I do here at Phoenix. I'm a sales engineer. A lot of the times we talk about home theaters, but there's so much more that we offer. We offer a lot of home security solutions, as well as water detection and everything. So if you guys ever need anything, give us a call. We'll get you guys fixed up.
And welcome back. And joining me now here in the studio at Lansky's, my good friend Jack Kenner and his faithful companion Coco. Coco looks right at home.
She's comfy.
I guess
Stay.
She's a traveling dog, and she had no idea when you acquired her that she would be seeing the world. But animals are very, very adaptive. And if she's with you, she's good, correct?
Yeah, she's with me, and she's perfect. And when I say sit and stay, she will. But if I wander too far away, she'll come looking for me.
Let's look at some slides. This is you and Coco behind the wheel out in, was that Utah?
Monument Valley.
Monument Valley.
My favorite place, yeah.
And you built, in fact, we had you on the show when you were building your vehicle, which is a van that you can stand up in. You got a bed in there, you got a kitchen in there, you got a refrigerator, you got a freezer. And you did that whole thing yourself.
From scratch. From COVID, we were out at the lake with nothing to do. So I started watching YouTube channels and learning how to do stuff. I was going to tell you a funny story. I had bought a router to do some work with. So I showed it to my brother, and I said, this router's not working very well. He goes, what kind of bit are you using? I go, what's a bit?
You told me you got half the information on how to do everything you did on YouTube.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
I learned everything on YouTube, from the beginning, scratch to finished product. And I would find some videos that are really good and some that are really bad. So you got to be careful when you're watching YouTube. So,
in fact, I do that with everything. I won't look at just one video.
Yeah,
because
look
somebody
at
else
multiples.
Will say, let me show you how to do this really simply. Because some people do it, and you go, well, that seems like a lot of steps. And then somebody else goes, don't do any of that. Do this.
Yeah.
Let's do a little background on you, though, so people understand how you got here, and then we'll continue with what's here. I met you, 25 years ago, 30?
Yeah, I was just saying that you came to one of my openings I guess you were at the Pink Palace Crafts Fair or one of those art
when
festivals.
It was still at the Pink Palace.
At the Pink Palace, yeah. That was 1990.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so we became quick friends, and then later on I hired you when you had a studio downtown here. It was on Front Street?
On Mill and 2nd.
Mill and 2nd.
Yeah.
He gave me this address, and so I show up there, and I'm going, well, this looks like an abandoned building. And so I look around. There's no cars, and there's broken glass on the sidewalk, and it was north of like all the pyramid and everything else. And so I knocked on the door, and this attractive young lady opened the door, and I went, well, there is somebody here. But you had an entire studio there, and we shot a commercial TV spot, or it was a billboard. It was a billboard for a Touch of Health.
Oh, yeah.
Day Spa.
Yeah.
And I remember you had a big ladder you're shooting down on this model we had laying on the table. And then
in her bikini.
Yeah. And you said, Earle, would you pull the sheet down a little bit? I said, I don't believe I can do that. He said, Earle, she's a professional model. Just pull the sheet down a little bit. She knows. I said, this is not what I do. Well, you dealt with models all the time, so it wasn't any big deal for you. But I wasn't around women under sheets, so... But and then you would go on all these great photography tours, Central America, South America. You did a lot of the calendars for things like Memphis in May. I mean, so you were really immersed in a lot of different photography.
Cynthia Ham, when she was involved with Memphis in May, we connected, and she just put me into multiple countries, and it was a wonderful adventure. I'd always wanted to take people with me, but we never worked out that way. I was always going solo, and it was fantastic. I'm sorry it ended. That ended. It was great.
Then you went through a real change. We were talking about change with our previous guest and how things emerged. You were in film. Your entire studio is based on film development, blowing up photographs, all that. And then all of a sudden one day digital arrives, and it all changed almost overnight.
It was about, for me, it was about a 4-year total changeover, but it slowly hit. Then all of a sudden one day it was over. Magazines were going, I want film, I want digital. And we would shoot film, take it to process it, take it to FedEx, send it out overnight. They'd be having their hand the next morning, and that ended as well. They wanted digital
right then. They wanted you to be
they wanted digital on the spot.
Email,
yeah. So that was tough.
In fact, it was so tough on you. You actually went through an emotional thing that you lost your voice, your ability to speak.
I talk like Darth Vader. I was scaring little girls on the street.
And older girls at bars. Hi there, how you doing?
Yeah. It was funny. I was walking down the street with I had 2 Westies at that time, and with my daughter, and I saw 2 little girls walking up with their golden retrievers.
And I said, "Hi, what's your dog's name?"
And my daughter goes, "Hush, you're scaring them."
Leave the dogs alone. I don't remember how you got over that. It's just you.
Sorry. I 3 months. I had called my agent Chip Apperson to get disability, and 3 months to the day, my voice came back. But I was getting that insurance that day, disability, and it all of a sudden I spoke, and I go, we're back.
Insurance is not paying.
We're back. Yep.
That it's an amazing story. But then you immersed yourself and taught yourself
digital.
Same thing. I guess YouTube and everything.
No, it wasn't YouTube. A friend of mine worked with me in New York with Pete Turner, special effects photographer, and I hired Don to come down to Memphis and work with me for a weekend. He basically showed me how to move my images from the camera to the computer. So now I'm using Aperture. At the time, it was Aperture, and just going digital was the whole process. So the film industry just stopped, ended, and now we're in digital. And that was one weekend of just total concentration.
And now you look at our cameras; these are digital cameras.
I'm blown away by your system here. This is beautiful.
I mean, but look at the warmth. Digital first came out; it was very cold and austere, and now it has got to be so good. This almost looks like film.
Oh, it's to me in the beginning, color was color. It was great. Black and white was weak. Black and white digital did not work. And I actually went to a class up in Vermont and took a class with a black and white photographer teaching how to convert to digital. And once again, I had my voice talk like this. And after my 3rd question, I was raising my hand. He turned his back on me. He wasn't talking anymore. He's through.
There's something wrong with you, man.
Yeah.
Here's some slides. This is you and Coco. You got a tripod. You got your camera around your neck.
That's up in Maine.
And in fact, you did a live Zoom into my show back in the day from Maine. And it was, this is Coco in your van. You actually cooked some lobsters live on the air on a Zoom, and that's what I was doing my show from my house with a little system I had there. And I'm sitting there, this is great. And that's kind of when you first started on your tour of the country with Coco.
Well, I started because we had nothing to do. With COVID, we were like isolated. We're hearing stories of people cleaning themselves with Clorox, burning their clothes, washing down their food. We brought them around the house, and I just go, this is crazy. So I just got in the van. We just went we went to like Arkansas waterfalls. We went to Tennessee waterfalls. We went to North Carolina waterfalls. We went to Maine. We were just kind of traveling around, and all the parks were kind of empty. Then as COVID got more and more into it, it got to be so crowded, we started boondocking. That's where the van comes in, because the van lives off the sun.
Explain boondocking.
Boondocking means I'm not going to go camp in your park. I'm going to park wherever I want to.
Well, and there are people that have land that said, we have places on our place. There's no water. There is no electricity. but you can pull up and you can really park wherever you want, but you got to be totally self-contained.
Totally self-contained. That's right. And we will go somewhere like out. We just came back from out west, and there's BLM lands where they're our property. Our U.S. citizens have this land. We can go and camp on it if we want to, and it's free. So that's very available, mostly out west.
Which I would much rather do than go to some crowded campground.
Oh, I can't stand the crowded campgrounds. Yeah. But the state parks are wonderful. The national parks are packed. You got to try to book it 6 months in advance. The use of recreation.gov is a pain in the butt to try to get yourself in there and figure it out. There's good and bad with all these things. What's going on? Yeah,
there's a fly attacking me over here. Here's Coco. This looks like Rhode Island.
That's Maine.
Maine.
That's the northernmost part of Maine. It's Quiddy Head. Yeah.
And your idea behind this was, did it start off being Coco on the road, or did it start off she was just your companion?
Well, I started with Willow. Remember Willow?
Yes.
Will and I were doing it. We were camping, traveling. We would do the van that goes to experiment with it. We went to West Virginia, and we were chasing squirrels, and Willow just had a heart attack.
Oh,
boom.
Wow.
So I came back in October 2019 to the house, and in November, the West Memphis Humane Society called me and said, can I keep this dog for a few nights, because she's a small dog, and where they stay are big dogs in West Memphis. So I said, yeah, I can take her for a couple of nights. Well, she's still here. I'm a failed foster.
My son said, but when his rescue dog, he was at Mississippi State, and he knew a bunch of vet students, and somebody dumped a box of pups off at the vet school. They said, "Would you just keep this one overnight?" And he called me and said, "What do you think, Dad?" I said, "Well, do you like the dog?" He goes, "Yeah, it's a pup." And I said, "Well, let me tell you how it works. That dog spends the night there. You ain't never going to get rid of that dog."
That's right. Once they're in your house, you've got them. They're done.
But it did kind of take on a life of its own, because you go in there and everywhere you go, because a guy with a little dog in a van and you're traveling by yourself, automatically there are a lot of questions people have about that. So what are y'all doing?
Most people see us on the tour. We do a lot of hiking. We hike up the mountains to go waterfalls. And most of what we're doing is pretty rough terrain and pretty strenuous. And people go, that dog would never make it up there. This dog's pulling me up the mountains. So Coco goes. Oh, that's a good point. I wanted to mention that the reason we do this, because I had a sister. She's dead now, but she was an invalid, couldn't get out very well. So I could shoot pictures, shoot videos, and give them to her so she could see the world from my lens. And even today, I noticed a lot of people can't go up the mountain.
Yeah.
They're kind of stuck at home. So I do these kind of little videos to show you this is the world from Coco's point of view, and people enjoy that.
Well, and I've talked to you about it because I've kind of been working with you and helping you come up with ideas of what you can do with your concept. And there's a show called Meat Eater, and I said that's why I watched that show. I'm not going to go hunting bears in Alaska because he does all stalking. It's not going and sitting in blinds. I mean, it's very strenuous and up and down mountains, and there are a lot of people that can't do that, but they do. Photography and digital HD is so good now. It's like you're there.
And you get a big screen, and in your face with the soundtrack going. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's wonderful.
And so what you're doing now is you have a website or a Facebook page that you post all these on?
I do it on Facebook and Instagram, but the new thing is YouTube channel. It's Jack Kenner 3686. But there's more than one Jack Kenner on YouTube, so be careful.
Wouldn't you know
it?
And
the other guys are kind of strange, so
not like you at all.
No, not at all.
Not like me.
And one thing on our trips, we would learn that she did not like to cross streams and get into the water. So I had to. You remember Cesar Milan?
Yeah.
Well, Cesar, I had worked with Cesar earlier with other dog shoots, and Coco would not go, but I dragged her across the water, and I dragged her through the stones. So she would actually, in the end, she'll come across the stones by herself now.
Well, there's a shot of you with her by a waterfall.
Yeah, and she's fine with waterfalls, but just when we're coming to cross the stream, she didn't like it at all.
Here she is in a kayak.
Now this is hysterical. We're in the kayak on the White River, and I'm coming around the corner, and she sees a duck or something. She jumps off.
Into the water?
In the water.
Wow.
So I'm having to chase her down and put her back in the canoe.
And here you are in the winter, and you actually put in a heating system. You got air conditioning.
I've got a Webasto heater for trucks, and also the van's totally insulated. So when I close the doors, turn the heater on, it's toasty inside there. But this was a trip we went to North Carolina, and there was so much snow in Memphis, we couldn't return home.
Wow.
We had to wait it out. And we got as far as Jackson, Tennessee, and we had to stop for another night before we could come all the back.
What have you learned about traveling and living in your van?
That's all I need. I've had motorhomes, I've had trailers, I've had tents. This has everything I need. I mean, I've even got a bathroom and a shower.
Wow.
And we're living off the sun is the beauty part of it, because I don't have to be anywhere. As long as the sun is shining, I'm fine. If it starts raining for a few days, I may have to plug in, go, get some power. Otherwise, I can drive the car and charge the battery by driving.
Everything.
It's all perfect.
I know in the past you had an electric bike or a scooter on the back.
Still do. I've got 2 electric bikes and a motorcycle. I had a 125 Honda, but it was too small. I was up in Colorado, and it was too small to do the mountains. And now I've got a 250 Yamaha, which is perfect.
That works?
It works perfect, yeah.
The electric bike versus the motorized bike.
I use the electric. What I'll do is like here, you can't pull into the garage because it's only 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
So I'll park the van outside of the town and ride the electric bike into town. Or the motorcycle, how far I am away.
And you just put Coco in a basket?
Just put it in my back in the basket.
Or you got a backpack?
Got a backpack. Yeah, she's got her backpack right here.
You've got a book with you there. Tell them about that.
This is her new calendar.
She's a calendar girl.
Coco's calendar. There you go. Yeah, Coco's calendar, and this is some of her trips where we take together. So it's like the adventures of Coco. I'm working on a book, but here's one shot that we did. This is on top. This is one cold morning on top of Arkansas.
Oh, look at that!
And every month is with Coco doing something. And then down below is a shot. This shot here, it's hard to see. That's me fishing in the Cucamongas, and that's Coco on my back.
I think I've got that shot.
You should have it, yeah.
No, you sent it to me.
You should.
It's you fly fishing.
Yeah, and she's on my back. Yeah.
And when you were parking here today, they came in and you said, "Can I park here?" They said, "If you got Coco, because
Coco's famous." Oh, I know Coco. Come on in. And this is in Goblin Valley. This is just total by accident. We happened to be driving by and saw it, so we pulled in. And
look at that.
And it was magical there, in Utah.
I know in the past you've gone to places like Houston, Dallas, and take pictures of people's pets,
dogs.
And what you do is you kind of immerse yourself in their world and get them in their world doing the things that they do, because every dog is different.
Every dog's. And what I like to do is in your home. So the dog's home basically is his big dog house. So you got these beautiful big dog houses, and these little dogs just have taken over the house and are demanding full attention and love and food and bathing, and it's great.
Well, what you found is people will spend a lot more on their dogs than they will on their children.
That's right. I had one client, it was funny, I did 2 pictures for her, and I gave them to her to give to her father, and the father took his pictures of his grandkids off the wall and put the dogs on the wall.
Well, it's because dogs never say anything bad about you.
That's right. They're always there.
They're always there, and they never talk back, and they never argue with you. And so, how could you ask for a better friend?
And you see what she's doing now. She's just sitting here with me.
Yeah.
And if I was to leave the room, she would follow me out of the room. She goes, "So where are you going?"
Her whole world.
I'm it. I show her the world. She's been from Nova Scotia to Oregon a few times.
Yeah. Your favorite part of the country? I mean, you live in a beautiful place.
Monument Valley is my favorite.
Yeah,
it's amazing there.
Do you like the mountains more than the flatlands?
I'm beginning to like Tennessee. East Tennessee is gorgeous. They've got some between Nashville and Chattanooga. The waterfalls there are great hikes, and they're gorgeous. Then you go in over to North Carolina, and there's 100 waterfalls within a few miles of each other. It's just this countryside. I never really went there before until I got the van. But between Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina, we are in beautiful lands.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in West Texas, where there were pretty things about it: sunset, sunrise,
scorpions,
snakes. If it don't bite you, it sticks you. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
And but this part of the country has so many wonderful things about it: hunting, fishing, all of that. And the fact that we live here and it's all accessible is just amazing. I mean, you don't have to go far to see some just incredible things.
What I'm amazed about is people don't realize that it's right outside their back door.
Yeah.
Get out of the house and go. Another thing I realized, they say to hug a tree. Well, the trick to hugging a tree is to take your shoes off. You want to ground yourself in the ground when you hug the tree, and you can feel the energy. With your shoes on, you feel nothing. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing how it works.
I have seen studies that said that if you can, in the middle of the day, get outside, be around trees, that it mentally helps you. It's like horses. Horses have an energy field around them that is like 5 times the expanse of our own energy field. Ours is pretty close to us. But they said horses can pick up on you further away than you are from me right now, and they can tell if you're uptight. They can tell if you're a relaxed person, angry person. It's really amazing.
Horse therapy is incredible.
Yes.
So we just came back last spring. We went to the Outer Banks to go find the wild horses. This is hysterical. We were out looking for the wild horses, didn't see any, and you had to basically hire a guy to take you into the sands to go find them. So I went back to my campsite. When I get back there, it is full of wild horses.
What? Right there where you were?
Right there at my campsite.
Here we are.
And so I stopped the van, and I'm just photographing them. They're playing. It's on my YouTube channel. They're jumping and they're rolling, and it's like I'm having a whole show right here in front of my campgrounds. I just go, wow, it's amazing.
One of the things we talked about was you doing live feeds from some of the places you go. Have you done that at all yet?
Well, what I find a lot of times, the live feeds, where I go, there's no internet service, so it's kind of hard. Or it's if I'm by a waterfall, it's very loud.
Well, and Wi-Fi is not really dependable,
and Wi-Fi is not out there very often.
Yeah.
But so a lot of times where I go, even in the national parks, there's very little Wi-Fi that I get access to.
And you said the van by far is the best transportation and accommodations that you've ever come across.
I was driving a 31-foot motorhome, and I was finding at $5 a gallon, I was spending more
than you were making.
Than I was making, and it was cheaper to just rent the weekly stay. Get a weekly stay for a week. It's cheaper than trying to buy the van. So I sold the van, and not the van, but the motorhome, and ended up with a Honda Element with a trailer behind it, and to do art shows. And then I decided, well, that thing blew up, so I bought the
Nissan, right?
And it was a Honda Element, and it went 234,000 miles back and forth to Florida. I was doing Naples for 10 years, and when that van exploded, I got the ProMaster van and just converted it over, and that's the answer.
Have you come across other vans now that are better designed than what you've done?
Well, you know what I find with that, Earl, it's funny that there's a lot of vans on the market. They weren't in the beginning, but they're like $180,000, and they're real slick and sterile. And I like mine because I hand built it, and it's got bendable Thailand wood in it, and the idea was from the old Airstreams, so it's got more warmth and meaning to it than going out and buying one that's like $200,000 for a van.
Plus, you know every inch of it,
I fix stuff.
Yeah,
always repairing stuff.
It's going to break, and
it's going to break. Yeah.
And
now, what I'm thinking about doing now is starting a new one now. So when this one's got 120,000 miles on it. When this one gets to be up there where it's just too much, I'll have the other one already started. I'll be ready to go. It's done.
Well, I think you've got a fascinating life, and you always have. You've always taken advantage of all the opportunities that come your way. And I think this is a great opportunity. And I think things are going to come from this. That all of a sudden one day you're going to go, I just now realize what I've got, and here's what I'm going to do with it now. So
I'm really enjoying the travel, and I'm thinking the trick to it is keeping a low overhead at home. And so when you get in your car to go, you're not worrying about what you've left behind.
Yeah.
We have too much stuff, and I've been deleting my closets and my equipment and just getting stuff out of the way. I've done. If you want some great camera gear, go to the shelter here. Goodwill's got all my stuff.
Well, you're right. We all have a lot more than we need. And if you don't believe it, go look in your attic. There are people that spend more now a month for storage space than they spent on their homes when they first got married.
It's really amazing what we collect. I'm finding more and more that you've seen the show Reacher. He needs a T-shirt. He goes buys a T-shirt. Otherwise, he doesn't have a T. Just has one shirt on.
And then I did know a guy, Bobby Babb, that he had one suit and one pair of slacks and a shirt and a pair of shoes, and he would wear that, and then the next day he'd go out, and if he needed to go somewhere, he'd buy whatever he needed like that, and he threw the other ones away.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
One time I had so much equipment I couldn't get clothes down to Costa Rica. So when I got there, I bought clothes down there, and when I left there, I just left the clothes with the people, and I just came back with the equipment in my bathing suit.
No extra bag.
No bags.
No bag.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing great, and we'll have you back on to update us on your travels. Where are you off to next?
I am working right now on getting back into East Tennessee. I want to concentrate on the state of Tennessee. So I'm going to do an entire essay on the waterfalls of Tennessee, and just do that. I've been doing like jumping all over the country, going from Maine to Oregon to Utah to New Mexico, and I'm kind of like now I'm just kind of settle into one state and do that one state.
Well, there's so many historical places in Tennessee too, which is what I love about the history of Tennessee, and you might even include the nearby historical places to your waterfalls, because that's when people go, and people want to go where nobody else tells them to go. You know?
That's right. I'm an anti-tourist. I like to find places. Well, just this past weekend, I was down in Bay St. Louis, and there was a witch convention. There was 3,000 witches in Bay St. Louis. And Coco's a witch magnet. It's amazing.
They love Coco.
They love Coco. So, yeah, we were photographing. So I'm almost thinking like the month of October doing a haunted tour of America. Definitely go to Salem, do Salem, and just kind of hop around all the different haunted houses.
Well, whatever you do, you've been successful at, and I know it will continue. And we love Coco, we love you, and keep us posted. And we'll have you zoom in from someplace really interesting here.
I appreciate it.
And
nice.
Find some Wi-Fi somewhere near you, and scoot up to a bar somewhere. They've always got a Wi-Fi park outside. But thank you, Jack Kenner, for coming on and spending some time with us.
Oh, and if you want calendars, let me know.
And give me your how to get in touch with you and watch your shows.
Facebook, Jack Kenner, and Facebook, or my channel is the @ Apperson Jack Kenner 3686 and the apostrophe exclamation mark.
Okay.
Yeah. YouTube Jack Kenner, you get there too.
And it's Ke
and N-E-R.
N-E-R.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And thank you, folks, for tuning in today. You'll be able to catch us later on YouTube, or whatever Jack is, and also Spotify. And then we'll see you next time right here at Lansky's.